Hello students, today we will see the execution of first program in computer networks lab. So that is bit stuffing and character stuffing. Okay, bit stuffing and character stuffing are method involved in framing of a datagram. Okay, so before going to the program, we just go through the brief of what is framing, what is bit stuffing and character stuffing, and what are the steps followed in the both. So you can see here, framing is a process of packaging bits in the frame so that each frame is distinguishable from one another. Usually, whatever the data to be transmitted from one device to another device in data communication network, it is transmitted in the form of bits. Okay, these bits are packed into frames, and this process is done by data link layer. Okay, so this separates a message from one source to destination by adding sender and destination addresses along with the frame or encapsulation. So source addresses and destination addresses are involved, so that they are unique addresses which help the destination and source to identify from which device the communication has been initiated and which device is the intended destination. Yes, so this is the data that is to be transmitted. The data is in the form of sequence of zeros and ones. You can say the sequence of binary digits, binary bits. So to differentiate between the two frames, usually flags are appended on the both the ends of the data. Yes, so you can see how actually the flag is written. First bit is 0, then followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6 ones, and then again 0. This is how you can write the flag bits. Yes, this is a flag is nothing but a 8-bit data. Yes, so 8-bit binary value which is having LSB 0. This is LSB 0 followed by 6 consecutive ones, and then finally the MSB will be also 0. This is how we write flag. Okay, this is bit oriented framing. So now we will see bit stuffing. Bit stuffing is a process of adding one extra 0. Yeah, so one extra 0 is added when 5 consecutive ones followed by 0 in the data, so that the receiver does not mistake pattern flag. Yes, I'll take an example here. Yes, so what is our data? Our data may be 1, 0, 0. Wait a while. There is an example. I'll explain that first. So bit stuffing is nothing but adding an extra zeros after 5 consecutive ones. Yes, in the data, if you get 5 consecutive ones, so you need to add next bit 0, so that we can differentiate between the flag and the data. So here is an example you can see here. So this is data from the upper layer. Yes, so this is data from the upper layer. Upper layer means network layer. This data is in the, as we can say, this is packed into datagram. Yes, so the datagram is next transmitted to data link layer. Yes, in the data link layer, it is framed. Yes, by encapsulating the header and trailer of the data link layer along with the flag bits. on both the ends. Flags are appended on both the ends of the datagram. Yes, frame. You can say, so here it is header, this is data, this is trailer, these are the flags appended on both the ends. Yeah, so as we already know how actually the flag looks like. So in the bit stuffing, what we do is, we can see here, so the data is in the form of sequence of ones and zeros. Yes, so when we transmit the data for framing in bit stuffing, after consecutive ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5 consecutive ones, we add an extra bit 0. Similarly, here also you can see there are 5 consecutive ones, an extra 0 bit is added. Yes, and then we will transmit them. So now you can see how actually the data is transmitted. Yes, so after 5 consecutive ones, bit 0 is appended. When it is received at the receiver, what happens? These stuffed zeros are removed. Here you can see this stuffed 0 is removed, this stuffed 0 is removed, and then original data is obtained. Yes, so from this only we can tell the algorithm for a program. Yes, so what it would be? First, we will read a sequence of binary bits as a data. Yes, so in that bits, if there are consecutive ones, 5 consecutive ones, you need to add a next bit to 0. Yes, so if there are not, then you can transmit the data as it is. And when it is received at the receiver, that stuffed zeros are to be removed, and then original data can be obtained. We'll execute the program on this. Yes, I'm using Dev CPP GCC compiler for executing the program. I've already saved the program. I'll just open that and execute. I've saved it as a C file, .c file. Yes, you can see here. So I have written original data and transmitted data here. Yes, so you can see that the first line shows, yes, bit stuffing. You can see here, this line shows the bit stuffing is a program. So I have used 12 bits here. So this is original data, and then I'll get this data after stuffing. Yes, so what are the steps involved? We'll go through that one by one. I'll first declare an array. In the 10th line, you can see I have declared an array. Int a of 15. Array would be having 15 elements can be used. So I have declared some integers here, data types. So int I, j, k, n, c is equal to 0, position is equal to 0. Yes. So position is used to identify the position at which the 0 is to be stuffed. Okay. For example, after 5 consecutive ones in the data, after 5 consecutive ones, 3, 4, 5. Here I need to append a 0. So I call it as a position. Now, what would be the position value? Position value will be, I have entered how many bits here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bits I have entered. So position value will be 8. Sorry, it is 7. Yes. So 1, 0 followed by 5 ones. So 6 numbers will be there. 7th position will be 7. For 7th position will be now stuffed by 0. Okay. So, and I have used another term here called as C value. I have initiated C as a 0. I'll take it C as a counter to count the number of consecutive ones. Okay. So what is the procedure here? First you need to enter the number of bits. Yes, and then followed by reading the bits by using scanf operator. Yes, I'll use scanf here. I'll scanf function and then I'll read the number of bits and then enter the bits. For I is equal to 0, yes, this is a procedure or a syntax to declare or to read the number elements in the array. Yes, how will you read? For I is equal to 0, I is less than n because the total number of bits I have entered is n, and then I plus plus. Yes, scanf % of d and a of I. Fine. So I'll read each and every element till it reaches number of bits, and then now I'll start counting the bits. Yes, I'll start verifying the bits. So if a of I is equal to 1, then increment the counter by 1. Yes, So if when its count value reaches 5, that is when we will get 5 consecutive ones, at that time just increment the position. That means the next position or next bit should be appended by 0 or stuffed by 0. Yes, so position I'll write it as I plus 1. Yes, in this example you can see, so if there are continuously 5 numbers till the 6th position, 7th position is stuffed by 0. Yes, so the same thing is done here. So apart from that, in the data to be transmitted, so all the values are same. Yes, so the only stuffed values are different. Other than that, I'll take another array here, a of k is equal to a of j for all the values of for all the values of j. Other than this stuffed values. Okay, so next comes the yes, now the 0 is stuffed, the array is read. Now I'll just printf or print the data after stuffing. Okay, data to be after transmitted after stuffing. So this is the program. We'll execute this. First compile the program. Wait a second. Compile it. You can see there are 0 errors. I hope it is clearly visible. You can see here. So there are 0 errors and 0 warnings. So now I'll execute the program. So in execution, first it asks for the number of bits. I'll enter 12 bits. Okay. So enter the bits one by one. Enter the bits. First bit is 0. Enter 0. In the form of character, for example, computer. Computer is a character. Yes. So for transmitting computer, before the DLE ETX, DLE STX are appended. DLE STX at the start of the text, DLE ETX at the end of the text. They are first appended and then they are transmitted. Yes. So that the frames can be differentiated. Yes, one frame can be differentiated from another because of the presence of these flags. Yes, so similarly, as we have discussed in the bit stuffing, bits were used as a flag. Here, the character is used as a flag. And what are those characters? DLE and DLE ETX. So some constraints imposed on repetition of the characters. Yes, so whenever this repetition of the character is there, at that time some other provision is used to avoid the duplicating of the characters. Okay, duplicating of the data, or to avoid, or you can say similarly the assumption is also possible that sometimes the data is assumed as a flag, or sometimes a flag may be assumed as a data. So to avoid that one, some provisions are also used. Constraints are also used. We will discuss them. So DLE STX data, DLE ETX. This is how the data is to be transmitted. Yes. So I'll take an example here. Original data is computer. Yes. So the data to be transmitted will be DLE STX computer, DLE ETX. Okay, and the received data is once again computer itself. At the receiver, whenever receiver will receive that one, it will remove DLE STX and DLE ETX, and then we'll get the original data. So if DLE repeats, there is a constraint here. If a DLE is added to differentiate it from a flag. If inside the data DLE is there, yes, an example is given here. RDLES is the data to be transmitted. Yes, there is a presence of DLE inside the data. Okay, to differentiate this from a flag, we'll add another DLE. We'll add another DLE and then transmit. So the transmitted data will be DLE STX or DLE DLE. DLE is written here, and then DLE ETX. Yes, so now we'll go through brief of how actually the program is written. So I'm using 3 arrays here. Yes, C as an extra array, D is nothing but data, original data, we can say. So C is the original data. Now I am using C as the original code or the data character. So and then D and then T as the transmitted data. Okay, one by one we'll see them in the program. First, you need to enter the number of characters. Okay, and then I'll take a number of characters as M. I'll read the value by using scan function. Okay, next I'll enter the characters. Okay, computer is a character for us now. So next, by using initialization syntax for arrays, reading the values of array, I'll read the values of character. Yes. So now print of original data. Now I'll print the original data, and then at the start of the data, okay, if I take the data as a D array, so at the start of the data, I'll stuff DLE STX. Okay, D of 0 is D, D of 1 is L, D of 2 is E, D of 3 is S, D of 4 is T, and D of 5 is X. Similarly, so we need to append the values, or we need to stuff the DLE STX at the start of the data, and then followed by the values. Okay, then followed by DLE. If inside the data, if there is a presence of DLE. Okay, this is a constraint we have used here. So 5 characters are appended at the start. Next one is start from 6th character. Okay, now at the starting 5 characters will be DLE STX, and by now we need to start from 6th character. Okay, that's why I have taken I is equal to 0, J is equal to 6. Yes, so while the start of a 6th character, we need to scan. From there itself, we need to find whether the next bit is or next character is DLE. Yes, if the next character is DLE, I need to once again repeat the value as DLE. Okay, if jth bit is that one, so now I'll write it as a D of J is equal to D, next increment J plus D, that is D of J plus 1 is L, D of J plus 1 is, next 2 is E. Similarly, so we need to follow the same step until the finishing of the data. That's why I've taken less than I is less than M plus 1. Okay, so now extra 3 bits are M. Fine. So next, once the DLE is over, now we need to enter DLE ETX. Yes. Now the DLE STX is over, DLE is over, and now we need to enter DLE ETX. For that purpose, I will increment M value as M plus 6. Yes. So M plus plus. Increment M value and start writing DLE STX. DLE and then EEX at the end of the text. Yes. So now we get the data transmitted in the D of I array. Data transmitted is in the transmitted data is D of I. So at the receiver, we need to find received data. At the receiver, what we need to do? So we'll remove DLE STX and DLE ETX. So I'll start reading from I is equal to 6 because starting 6 bits are DLE STX. Yes. So I'll start reading from I is equal to 6, J is equal to 0. Yes, in that also we need to find if there is a presence of 2 DLEs. If there is a presence of 2 DLEs, then you need to remove 1 DLE. Yes, M minus 6 because already DLE STX is removed. And then I I plus plus j plus plus. D of if d of I is equal to d of I plus 1 is equal to L, d of I plus 2 is equal to E. That is one DLE. And if d of I plus 3 is equal to d of I plus 4 is equal to 1, d of I plus 5 is equal to E. That means if there is a duplicating of the data or if there is a presence of two DLEs consecutively. So at that time, I just need to increment the I value as I plus 3. I will remove one I value and then write transmitted data as it is to D of received data as it is to transmitted data. Transmitted data and received data are same. Yes, but only if there is only presence of one DLE. If there is another DLE there, you remove one DLE and then you can read the received data. So at the receiver, what happens? We'll just remove DLE TX, STX, and then we'll only get the transmitted original data. Yes, now I'll print the received data like this. Okay, I'll execute the program. So I've compiled it. You can see there are 0 errors and 0 warnings. Okay, so I'll run the program. Enter the number of characters. So I'll take computer only. So there are 7 characters. Okay, enter the character COMPUPER. Wait a second. So enter the number of characters 7. COMPUPER. Yes, original data is computer. Transmitted data is DLESTX, computer DLEETX, and received data is computer. Okay, so I'll take another one here. So if there are wait a second, it means the program need to be needed. And character stuffing. Thank you.